Hi, my name's Rich Hanlon. Welcome to this segment of My Wild Neighbors. Today, I'm taking a walk along the Cuyahoga Trail in Athens, Pennsylvania, and I want to recognize that as we walk through forests and other wild spaces, it's very often our eyes that we use the most. Of course, there's also our ears. We hear things. One of our senses that I think sometimes tends to be overlooked is our sense of smell. So I'm going to take a walk along the trail today and use my nose to get a whiff of different things that I find along the trail. And first thing I found is this black locust tree. Let's get a whiff of these black locust blossoms. There's a very sweet, aromatic smell, almost like a perfume. Yeah, and these are actually very tasty flowers. It's a good wild edible. Well, let's take a walk down the trail and see what else we can find. Here's a honeysuckle bush. Let's see what these leaves smell like. Yeah, just kind of smells green. Not a very distinctive aroma to that one. Here's one plant that I'm not going to crush between my fingers or put near my nose. This is poison ivy. This is a poison ivy vine that you see climbing up the side of this silver maple tree. Poison ivy is a native plant that is highly beneficial for wildlife. So I don't recommend removing it. I simply recommend not touching it or putting it near your face. If by chance you did happen to touch some poison ivy, there's another plant that I just saw over here. Right. So these two plants often grow close to each other. Poison ivy, that was the vine form on the tree there. Here's the ground form of poison ivy right here. Just notice the three leaves. And if you were to touch poison ivy, there's another plant that often grows nearby it. This is called jewelweed, aka spotted touch-me-not. And so if I touched poison ivy, I would simply take one of these leaves the best is within an hour or immediately after touching poison ivy. Would take one of these leaves and crush it in my fingers and rub the oils from this plant on my skin where the poison ivy touched me. And it has a ability to counteract the poison ivy oil. So, pretty cool, right? Well, let's head on down the trail and see what else there is to scratch and sniff today. Here's some Dame's rocket flowers, which are popping up everywhere now. Let's give this one a whiff. That's a very sweet aroma. That's kind of typical of the kind of sweet smell that you might expect from a flower arrangement even. As we walk down the trail, not only am I using my nose as I walk along, sometimes there's some subtle hints of different aromas, both sweet and pungent, good and bad smelling to us, that we're going to pick up on along the trail that might lead us to something truly amazing. I'm also using my ears as I walk down the trail. I'm hearing red-eyed vireos and yellow-throated vireos. I'm hearing Baltimore orioles. I heard a bald eagle over the river a few minutes ago. This is an amazing experience to engage my senses of sight, of hearing, and of smell as I'm heading down the Cuyahoga Trail today. This is a plant that's very special to me because in 2013 when I lived in Pittsburgh, my friend Roger, who's also a naturalist, opened my eyes to the world of identifying plants by smell, and he said, "Rich, this is a mugwort plant, but I'd like you to take a piece of one of the leaves, crush it between your fingers, and smell it, and tell me what it smells like." And I still can't quite put a finger on it. It's almost sweet, almost pungent, maybe a little nutty, and a very pleasant aroma. And so this is the mugwort plant. It is a plant that is found in open understories and forest edges. And as you can see, it's got multiple lobes on this kind of pointy-ended leaf. If you find what looks like a mugwort, take a piece of the leaf, rub it between your fingers, give it a whiff, and if it smells like kind of what I just described, that's a mugwort. Well, thank you for joining me along the Cuyahoga Trail today. During your next adventure, into a park, forest, or a wild area, I want to encourage you to use your eyes, use your ears, and use your nose to fully immerse yourself in the forest experience and the beauty and grandeur of nature. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. I should note that if you decide to eat the flowers of the black locust tree, only the flowers are edible. No other part of the black locust tree is edible. Not the branches, not the bark, not the stem, not the leaves, only the flowers. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoy this video, I want to invite you to click like or subscribe to Wild Neighbors Nature Connection on YouTube, on Facebook, and I don't know, perhaps I'll see you at one of the live nature outings upcoming. Well, have a great day. I'll see you next time.